Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Star Citizen and its PTU 3.3, which is now open to all. Now this one's a little bit of a test video as I've had to ditch my old video editor as it's become unusable, so I'm having to learn DaVinci Resolve. Now today we're just going to check out one of the new locations in 3.3 on the PTU, the rest stop at L2, which is on the way to where Hurston will be, which will be coming later in the year. Now it takes a fair while to actually quantum drive to the new rest stop, and that's one of the changes. Obviously larger distances are involved, but you might have noticed earlier in the background at Port Olisar the actual distance of Crusader is now a lot further out, and that's in preparation for the larger Stanton system to come. Now the main improvement in 3.3 as we have it at the moment, and obviously we're going to get Hurston in another patch, is the object container streaming, which has improved performance for everybody. Now without this working, well, the game wouldn't be possible at all, and in fact at CitizenCon Chris Roberts said at the before the awesome Squadron 42 demo that object container streaming really was the last technical hurdle which had to be crossed before Squadron 42 could fulfill its full potential. So we're approaching the rest stop, and in this part of space it's well, fairly totally black. In fact, first of all, the rest stop is pretty hard to pick up. Now this may well be because the lighting in this area is basically work in progress, and as you will see, much of the location of the rest stop really is work in progress, and obviously it will improve over time, and it may have already done so by the time you've seen this video. Now I did watch a lot of CitizenCon, and well, I thought the demo mission was pretty impressive. Obviously there were a few bugs and glitches, and that's why Hurston isn't in our hands at the moment, because basically they're still working on it. And when you look at the size of Hurston, you do realise what a lot of work is involved. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the fully finished version of Hurston until the end of the year. But well, hopefully it will be sooner than that, but we just have to wait and see. As pretty much what we've got on the PTU in 3.3 at the moment is very much work in progress. Now the PTU is open to all, and the first version was open to concierge and subscribers, and all ships were flyable, and that is usually the case in the PTU, but for some reason the PTU, which is open to everybody at the moment, you are able only to fly the ships that you own, so that was a little bit disappointing to me anyway. However, we did see in the demo at CitizenCon that ultimately in the future you will be able to rent ships in game, so at least that will be a way for people to try some ships which they don't own. Obviously they may come at a cost, and certainly some of the prices for the ships to buy in the demo were well, pretty astronomical. But that was a demo, so prices can be tweaked, and we'll have to wait and see when that all comes online. Now I've not had a chance to try any of the other features which is in 3.3 on the PTU at the moment, and the main one I believe are the scramble race types, I think they're in, and the AI combat missions, and obviously I think that they're probably only limited to certain places like Keria, I believe. Now you will see some stranger bugs and glitches around this rest stop, some strange lighting up on top there, and obviously this is still work in progress, and I certainly believe that it will get some polish in the weeks ahead. So of course in 3.3 there are some new ships flyable, the Mustang reworks, the Constellation Phoenix, which I arrived in, and the Aegis Hammerhead, big capital ship, and of course that new Valkyrie, which was revealed in the demo at CitizenCon. Now that was pretty interesting, that we actually came through, looked like some type of force field barrier, obviously to keep the atmosphere in and the vacuum of space out. So you obviously get into the station by this elevator. Now this is extremely slow, and you actually think that the elevator's not going to arrive, but it does eventually, so it's just well worth being patient. Well, they certainly have some very slow elevators, 900 odd years in the future. Now, the actual inside of the rest stop is pretty impressive. I think it's generally of a higher standard of Port Olisar, which obviously has been in the game for a while. Obviously, there are parts missing. There's some doors you can't go to. And obviously there's some replace me objects, obviously for future textures, which will be implemented in the coming weeks.
Initiating ship
Now, as far as I know, these rest stops aren't planned as a place you can actually respawn in, because I haven't seen any habitation modules. But obviously maybe they can implement them in future. Now we have got some shops which are open, but they're not open to actually customers. There's nothing to actually trade in most of them, and obviously these are still work in progress. I'm not sure what this one does, but the actual look of it looks very nice indeed. So we'll continue to have a quick tour around the rest stop. Here we are going up some nice stairs. As you can see, some red replace me balls there. So obviously some textures there to be implemented. Now we've got some AI NPCs hanging around here. Not doing anything in particular, just basically hanging around. But the actual look of them is actually very nice. They've obviously improved the look of all the objects in the game since 3.2. Here we got Casabla Outlet, and obviously that is still awaiting a supply of stock. So I'm afraid you won't be able to get your shirt in here at the moment. Now I'm not totally sure what Stegmans actually do. We've got some lockers here. Are these for player storage, or just you know, sort of basically decoration for the environment? Not sure, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. You can't actually pick any of these objects up either. But yeah, it looks interesting. Very nice scenic decoration. And whatever's behind this door will be opening sometime in the future. I must admit, I do like the lighting on this station, and obviously we've got an NPC here playing with his Moby glass. He seems to be having a really good time. So back down the stairs, and we've got another outlet here. Nothing in stock at the moment, but all this will be obviously coming soon. Now I am really impressed with some of the textures in the rest stop stations, and I believe they are partially procedurally generated. Now this is obviously your admin office, and this is where you will actually put your boxes you collect on missions. So that's your boxed drop off there. Got to go in a top hat and monocle, yeah. Yep, do love the lighting. Very impressive. Have a look round here, and this is actually just a viewing point, and it's quite a nice view of a couple of the landing areas outside. Always nice to see some space and an asteroid. Looks very nice. Get your ships to actually fly once you get to this rest stop, because if you leave your ship on the pad, it will be stored after so many minutes. Now we're going to take a look down to one of the indoor hangars, and obviously you've got to go into the not very fast elevators, but well, it's well worth a trip down there, because well, you won't have seen such a large hangar before on a station in Star Citizen so far. I think we probably do need some special elevator music. Now obviously this area is still very much work in progress. A few glitches here and there with a sinking AI, and just look at this size of this hangar here. Absolutely huge, and obviously it will probably take ships like the Hammerhead. We were pretty impressed with the rest stops. They do need to be finished off, but that will happen in the weeks ahead. And the real star of the PTU 3.3 at the moment is obviously the performance increases due to the object container streaming. And obviously it will get pretty exciting later in the year when we get Hurston, and hopefully that will be something to behold. Well, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you sometime. Out. in the Star Citizen universe. Bye for now.